Welcome to ET with GOTB. The Subway League Cup is upon us, and a cuppa with Kop? Let's get into it. I'm Rachel.
I'm Sophie.
And this is Extra Time with Girls on the Ball. As promised, a little bonus episode for you. Short and sweet. We're going to have a quick look ahead to the Subway League Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester United. The first piece of silverware up for grabs this season. And you will get to hear from in-form Red Devil herself, Melvine Malard. And plus, just because we're feeling a little bit generous, we're also going to have a little chat at the end with Tottenham Hotspur and Netherlands goalkeeper Lize Kop. I got to go down to their training ground yesterday and have a chat with her, which was a lot of fun. We both thought that she seemed like quite a fun and cool character, and she was. So we're going to give you a little bit of that as well at the end of this.
Those generally always are, aren't they?
They always are. Dry, sense of humour, funny, quite cool. But before we get into that, this is, of course, your bi-weekly reminder to make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening and wherever you're watching this podcast. Leave us a review, leave us a comment, let us know who you think is going to be winning the Subway League Cup, and make sure you're following us across all of our socials as well. We're at Girls on the Ball on everything and Substack. Okay, let's get into it. Subway League Cup final. This stat I struggle to wrap my head around, but I'm going to tell you anyway, and you can tell me if I'm right in what I think it means. This is the first time that the final of the Women's League Cup is to be contested by teams that didn't feature in the group stage in consecutive campaigns. So basically, it's the second time that it's being contested between two teams who didn't go through the group stages.
Yes.
Is that what that means? Sometimes these stats we
Random
get,
stat.
I have to read and reread them because it confuses me so much.
Also, the final is being contested by the same three teams, generally, bar Bristol City maybe, and
Manchester United are
United now.
eighth different team to contest the League Cup final.
So you've got, this is a quiz question now.
It's not a quiz
Chelsea,
question. Okay.
Arsenal, City, United, Bristol City. I want to say Notts County?
I mean, I don't have the answers. You told me that it was basically the same three teams, and I'm telling you there was at least 8.
Okay.
All right, there's your quiz
Liverpool,
question.
maybe.
Don't cheat, but go and see if you can find out all 8. I feel like you're just going to Google it and then put it in the comments and look really smug. Okay.
I'm stuck on an 8th one. I think I've got 7, but I don't know.
Shall I just say?
Yes.
Notts County, Birmingham City, Lincoln. That's the one that will trip people up.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were essentially...
Yeah, they weren't around for as long as they should have been.
Well, they became Notts County.
That's what I mean. So it's going to be
That's going to trick
a tricky one. Well, there you go. There's another fun stat. I've just written a whole lot of stats down because I thought they were interesting.
And it was Birmingham City, not Liverpool.
But in terms of how both teams have got here, obviously coming into the quarterfinals, Manchester United beat Tottenham 2-1 and beat Arsenal 1-0 in the semi-final. Chelsea beat Liverpool 9-1. You remember that pre-Christmas thrashing? And beat Manchester City 1-0 in the semi-final. Both teams winning their semi-final away from home by 1 goal. So not very much in it. Second and third in the WSL table, only a point between them. They've played each other twice so far. It was a 1-1 draw in the league, and it was Chelsea coming out on top in the FA Cup 5th round, 2-1 after extra time. So quite tight between these two thus far this season. Would that be a fair assessment?
I think it's been very competitive between the two. It's probably a sign of where things are at for both teams. I do think, I just think about that game at Lee in the early parts of the season, and Manchester United, you felt, should have come out with more than just a point in that one. And they were being very frustrated by the cup game, but it was very, very even. Chelsea had more of the ball, but I think United did well to keep in it. Chelsea had the best of the first half. Man United came back in the second half. There were chances at both ends. And yeah, I think the way Man United reacted to going down to Sam Kerr's goal, they have been really pleased with the character they showed. But I think they just ran out of energy when Naomi going the hit. So there will be a lot that they can take from that day. But it's going to be tough, that's for sure. Chelsea are good in finals, we know that.
Yeah, and just in terms of them meeting Chelsea by far and away have won the vast majority of those games. Manchester United winning once in the semi-final of the FA Cup. At least they have that. At least, it's not still that stat that they've never beaten them. So I think that's quite important. But of course, this is Manchester United's very first League Cup final. It's Chelsea's 7th League Cup final. So definitely experienced inside this competition, and of course holders. And it was Sonia Bonpaster's very first trophy as well. So I'm sure, unlike most, you're probably quite fond of this competition.
It was the trophy that eluded Emma Hayes for quite a little while, didn't it? It was the kind of one that she hadn't got. But yeah, Chelsea, I think it set off their not set off their campaign last year, but it's always good to win this title in March. It kind of sets you off on the right foot for the business end of the season, as Sonia Bonpaster likes to call it. We all call it that, but she definitely talks about it a lot. And I think for them, it's kind of really crucial stage of their season. It's not gone well so far. They're not going to win the title this year. They're still in the FA Cup, which is good.
And Champions League.
They've got Champions League football, which is going to be interesting because they've got Arsenal up next. So that's going to be really interesting. This could really propel them into a run of form, possibly, as you get into that busy 3-4 weeks ahead.
I think as well, when you look at them coming off the back of such a long international break, felt like a winter break. I did ask Sonia Bonpaster about this, and in terms of did it kind of change or impact their approach and preparation for this game? She of course said no. But I was saying, in terms of preparing for the opponent, when your analysts are preparing for the opponent, is it kind of trickier that you haven't seen them play in 4 weeks? And she basically said she was able to kind of watch a lot of the games that the players are playing in. So not only her own players, but also Manchester United's players, and probably gives her a bit of an idea of who's potentially coming in fit for them. But of course, both teams will be without some important players due to the Asian Cup. No Miyazawa for Manchester United, and Chelsea are without Sam Kerr and Ellie Carpenter. All arguably quite important players.
Yeah, I would say especially, for United, Miyazawa is a huge loss. She's played every single WSL game this season. And she is an absolute linchpin in that midfield area alongside Giulia Zigiotti. They do have players who can come in, but the level that she gives and the technical skill that she provides within that central area, and the way that she has a natural ability to read presses, and she works so well with Giulia Zigiotti because of that. I think she is a huge, huge miss for them in the way that she manages to link the defence and the attack and kind of help that transition. They do have players. So Lisa Nelson had a couple of games before the break. I think she was playing higher up in that because she was kind of playing the 10, but she can play in that kind of deeper midfield role. So she could come in. Simia Ruju as well is another one, also been playing maybe a bit higher up, but also one who can play a bit deeper in midfield. There are two who could come in. We've of course got Dominique Janssen, but Anna Sandberg was injured in the middle of the last block, and I don't know her status at the moment, so he might be short out on that side.
Yes, we haven't had Margaret Skinner's press conference. Yes, it is tomorrow, very early, which I will be doing, so I'm sure we'll get more information there. But in terms of
add on for Chelsea, I think for Ellie Carpenter, she is so integral to the way that they play at the moment, and her driving runs and her support to the forward line and the attacking play. And we started to see relationships build. I remember asking Alyssa Thompson about her relationship with Ellie Carpenter, because they're two new players in the squad and they seem to have developed a relationship really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's great that Lucy Bronze is back. And it's good that Natalie Bjorn is back, because that solves a bit of the problem in the central defensive area, because without Millie Bright, Lucy Bronze was playing centre-back. Mm-hmm. Now you can push Lucy Bronze out to the right back, but I think Ellie Carpenter's been so integral to this Chelsea team so far this year. And Sam Kerr was starting to get into form with goals. She will be a miss, especially given the centre-forward situation. But they do have a bit more attacking cover, I guess.
Yes, but there was an update on Mary Ramirez in that press conference. I think many had hoped that after this block we might start to see her back, but unfortunately she's had a bit of a setback and is unlikely to feature for a while, which is sad to see.
It's a hamstring injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
And then they had to operate, I think, and hamstring injuries are normally okay, but when you have to operate on them, they can get a bit dicey.
Harder to
you never want to operate on them, I think.
So yeah, she's struggling a bit, which is sad to see. So hopefully
she's back soon.
She'll be back soon. Khadija Buchanan is also in contention, which having that cover back there, they'll be delighted. Yeah. No more putting players in wrong positions back there. So yeah, I'm intrigued by that back line, which they'll be pleased to have Bjorn back. In terms of players kind of to look out for a little bit. You know, Vika Kaptein has scored in both of Chelsea's 2 Women's League Cup games so far this season, so she's quite enjoying the Subway League Cup at the moment. Manchester United's Jess Park has 6 goals and 6 assists across her last 11 starts in the Women's League Cup. So there's another player that loves the League Cup.
Yeah, she's in form at the moment. I would say Kaptein has had a bit of a tricky season.
But she likes this competition.
She likes the competition, but she's been a bit in and out of form, I think, and she hasn't really settled into that Chelsea midfield the way Von Pastor probably would have hoped. So she's got a bit of work to do, I think, in terms of getting back up to form. Jess Park is unbelievable. Other players to watch, though, Alyssa Thompson, been in absolute brilliant form since signing for Chelsea. You would have thought it would have taken a bit longer to get up to speed, but she's kind of taken to it like a duck to water. And when you think that this is only her first few months, it's a bit scary to think what level she can reach, because this is her tricky period, as it was. But she's had, 6 goals in league, 1 assist, and had a goal in the Champions League as well, and 1 assist. So she's hit the ground running, scored for the USA as well, won the She Believes Cup with the USA. So she's riding high at the moment.
So she's your player to look out for Chelsea?
For Chelsea, yes.
All right, who's your player to look out for then for Manchester
Melvine
United?
Malard. I think she is in good form at the moment. She scored twice, Rach, for France against Ireland during the international break. So she's in good form. She has had 3 goals in the Champions League, and she's also scored 5 in the WSL. So she's got her goal-scoring boots on. She can be a bit erratic sometimes in front of goal, but I think the raw talent is there, and the way that they use her, and she's being used on that left-hand side at the moment. It depends, I guess, if Rolfo's back and where she comes into that, but yeah, she's one to watch, I think.
Well, it's convenient actually that you've said that, Sophie, because we actually can hear from Melvine Malard now and how she's feeling ahead of this final.
Well, you've got the Subway League Cup final coming up, playing in the final for the first time. How much are you looking forward to this one?
Excited. Yes, because one more final coming, and that is good.
And I guess you've experienced finals before with Manchester United. You've won, so you know what it's like, these big occasions, right?
Yeah, but I think I'm not alone. A lot of players here know what is the finals. The England people, Elatun, Maya Letitia. So we know, and we are so exigent in this football, and I think we deserve that, and now yes, we need to go and win that.
And you speak about knowing things. You know Chelsea, right? You've played Chelsea a lot. How much does that kind of bring an extra edge? You know, you've played before in the FA Cup semi-final and beat them. You know how to beat them in a cup game. Does that bring a little bit of extra?
I think for me, every game is different. You know, the coach can change something. The coach can put other players. So for me, it's different every game. And but we know the exigence also Chelsea have. We know the professionalism, the coach, because I know the coach, and yes, I think it can do the hard final, the good final, and I hope the good final for us.
For you, you have, won things before in your career. Do you feel that it gives you like a leadership role when you're on the team to help the team in these big moments?
I have one personality. If I have exigence or no, I speak a lot. I show my energy. Yes, if I have something for said, if I have something for help, I do. And yes, maybe the player know. Example, when we play Champions League, and the player know I played Champions League a lot, and I have 4 Champions League with Lyon before and something. But yes, I said it's not just me play the final. Next time, a lot of players play the final here, and yes, and we know where we need to put the exigence, the performance for this game, and yes.
You bring, as you say, a lot of energy on the pitch. Always play with a smile on your face, and you have some good celebrations. Do you think up your celebrations beforehand? Will you have something special if you score in a final?
You know, is I need I not need score, but if I score the fourth of this final, it's so good because long time I not score. So maybe I make so happy, and I think we have a lot of fun every time come to watch us, and I think yes, I can go with the fun and big celebration and do my celebration like that, and yes.
Right, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we'll be getting a Melvine celebration, like I've asked? Will it be special? Will it be her
I hope
usual?
so. She's always like, she's one of the players that plays with a real smile on her face, and those are the kinds of players that you just love watching. They bring that energy right in. You can sort of feel the enjoyment when she's on the ball and when she's like, whether she's scoring, whether she's assisting, or whether she's even just like charging down the wing. She is having a lot of fun out there generally. So I think, she's lots of fun.
A lot of energy from her, and I think that does pick the team up as well. She looks like a player who's fun to be around. Okay, I'm going to get you to give me how you think this game might go. Do you think we're going to go to extra time, given what we've seen so far this season between these two teams?
I think it's possible. I'm sorry, because you're going and you're going to be have an extra half an hour. I think it will be tight. I do. I think we saw in the FA Cup that things are quite finely balanced at the moment, and the game can
Swing.
pivot. Yeah, quite between different moments. It's about the team that manages to take their moment the best, and Chelsea were able to do that in the FA Cup. Manchester United will be looking to make history. They're playing for something. It's also a rerun of the FA Cup final last year. There's a lot of going to be revenge there.
Yeah. And I feel like
the fire in the belly, weren't there?
Yeah, but I also feel like it's quite pivotal for both teams, you know, whichever way it goes, you know, in terms of how it affects the rest of the season. And, you know, there's almost a bit more pressure on Chelsea going into this,
I think if Chelsea don't win, then you're going to start seeing the conversations about what is their season, how do they save their season, how can they save the season, and the pressure starts to mount even more. If they win it, it just eases that pressure a little bit more as they go into that Champions League.
And potentially gives them that boost as well going into that final with some silverware. Conversely, for Manchester United, you know, they probably will want to feel a bit like the underdogs and feel like the pressure's off them. But should they win it, that is another piece of history for the club.
Yeah, and I think they've shown the character they have this season. They've dug in, like, the game against Arsenal. Arsenal were the better team for a lot of the game, but they managed to dig in. They found their goal. They held on when Arsenal came at them. Obviously, Arsenal went down to 10, so that helped. But actually, Arsenal played better or had more chances when they were down to 10 players. So they've managed to deal with different situations really well, Manchester United this season. I think that's the growing experience of this team. And they'll have learned a lot from that FA Cup game as well to come into this one.
So will the Subway League Cup be wrapped in blue or red? What does your Walters tell you?
I'll go blue. I think I struggle to bet against Chelsea in a cup final.
There you go. All right, well, that's how we think the Subway League Cup might go. Now, we did promise a little bit of something extra because I know this was going to be a bit of a shorter episode and I didn't want to leave it there. But I did get to go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday. I wrote a piece about it, about the Tottenham Hotspur Foundation and Bethany England and what was going on there. It was a very wholesome day. They welcomed some people who were taking part in the Shape Up programme as part of the Tottenham Hotspur Foundation, and they are some people dealing with cancer at the moment, and they got a whole trip and tour at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It was a very wholesome day. So training ground, sorry. But they have also been invited to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday to see the Everton game. So it was quite a nice day and quite nice to see like firsthand the work that these foundations are doing. It was lovely. So if you want to read about that, it is on Substack, plug. But I also got to chat to Lize Kop after the training session, quite a muddy Lize Kop. And we had a chat about life at Tottenham, how much she's enjoying her football, you know, being a professional athlete, and how she likes to kind of try and lift the lid a little bit on what life is like being a professional athlete, and also her love of coffee.
Lize, thank you so much for chatting to us. I know you've just come off the training pitch. Yeah. How was training today?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, long session with the goalkeepers, but it was really nice. And then with the team 11v11. So yeah, good session.
You're quite muddy. Are you a goalkeeper that likes to throw themselves around a bit?
Not really. No, it's just like, yeah, depending on the session. If we do more in possession, I would not be as muddy as now, I would say. But yeah, just whenever I need to dive, I will dive.
And you've just come back off international break. I don't want to talk to you too much about it because I'm Irish and I don't want to talk too much about that game. But a good start for you guys in terms of World Cup qualifying in a tough group.
Yeah, it's a tough group. I think it's a positive. Like every country is just really good at the moment, and you never get easy games anymore. So I think that's a positive thing in women's football. Yeah, obviously you want to have the 6 points, and we ended up with 4. But yeah, it was good that we ended up with a high and one from Ireland.
And for you as a goalkeeper, obviously you're going into 2 different teams, but the importance of getting game time under your belt, do you feel like you come back into club like reinvigorated, ready to go?
Yeah, of course. Like it's always excited to have change of environment. I think it's just challenging sometimes to adapt really fast in maybe a bit of different playing styles or different things being expected. But I think it's really nice to play the games. Eventually it's the same game, it's football, so yeah.
It feels like the last year has been a real year of opportunity for you. You're here at Tottenham now, you're playing for your country as well. How much are you enjoying your football at the moment?
Yeah, a lot. I think sometimes you forget why you play football, and like recently I've been thinking a lot why I started playing football, thinking about my mini self and just you see the pictures of me being small and standing in goal, and that's when you have a lot of fun. And obviously when a lot of pressure comes with the games, I feel like just think about the moments why you started, and that was just because I love the game so much, and I think that you get a lot of game time is helping as well. And yeah, I just really enjoy that. Yes, definitely.
It's something you kind of share a bit on your social media is showing people what life is like as a professional athlete as well. Why is that important for you, do you think?
Well, I think for me the most important thing is just to give the like the total picture of what I'm doing. And I feel like most of it, when you look on social media, you get all the positive things. And I feel like, yes, I'm very grateful for what I can do, and I do the thing I love the most, and that's the best. But obviously, like, you give up a lot of things as well. And I just try to give that picture as well. Like, you have to work hard for it. I have to leave my family, my friends. So I think that's just sometimes really tough and lonely, and doesn't mean like I'm so happy I'm here, but it also has got these other sides. And for me, I think the most important thing is just to show people that whatever you're doing, whatever you love, you have to give up something. And sometimes I feel like on social media it looks like, oh, you do the thing you love and that's going to be perfect. And I feel like there's no perfect thing in life.
It's a really important message. Another thing you love is coffee.
Yes.
Tell me about your little home coffee shop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's actually my boyfriend and I, we bought this coffee machine together, and he lives in Amsterdam, and I said, I'll bring the coffee machine to the UK. So yeah, I brought it, I've got it at home now, and I'm just really happy. Every morning I make my coffee, but especially I just invited like every player. So it was just really nice. Every teammate, everyone came over, I made coffees, made some matchas, someone the vanilla syrup. I was like,
wow.
Hey. Normally I love to make flat whites and stuff, so yeah.
Would you love to open a coffee shop? Would that be something you'd be interested in doing?
I'm not sure. I just love to do it at home, have
Cups.
fun. Yeah, I always say cup coffee because a cup is in the Netherlands is a cup. So yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
It makes you a very popular teammate then if you know how to make a nice coffee.
If they're good.
Talk to me about life at Tottenham. How are you finding it? Things obviously going really well this season. People are really excited about what's going on here.
Yeah, I think especially the start of the season with with Martin coming in and the whole change of how we want to play. I think that's been a big thing. Obviously, I came in last winter, and yeah, it's just really nice that I get the opportunity to play here a lot, work on the team process, and I think for me that is just an important thing that I can be involved in that. I think I've got good things to give to the team, and I just feel like I'm at the right place now.
And I can't let you leave without asking about the FA Cup. That crazy penalty shootout.
Yeah.
Not only did you get up and score one, but you saved that final one. There's such a long penalty shootout, and you were the one who got it home for you guys. How weird and crazy was that day?
Yeah, it was crazy. Obviously, we got the penalty at the end of the game. That was great, and that was just then you hope you get either win in extra time or get to the penalty shootout. And I was just at a certain point when we got so many penalties, I was in my head, come on, you're going to save this one. You're going to save this one. And yeah, I let the 5th go through because I was like, I want to score one as well.
It was all planned.
Yeah, I was so close by, and I was like a bit frustrated at that one, but then I was like, I better score now. So that was really nice, and I think the team did so well and be able to score every penalty with that amount of pressure. So that's been great.
There feels like a really nice team environment here. Like, you guys celebrated every single penalty with the fans. You celebrated every single time you scored. Like, there just seemed to be a real camaraderie in the team. And then, of course, when you went through, huge celebrations.
Yeah, I think it's such a mental game sometimes, and I think too, like there's some, like they do some research around it, right? But I think there's some things that are really important. Celebrate it with everyone, like celebrate every win. I think that's a big thing. Also support your teammates, and yeah, I think we did that really well.
And a nice little message from Edwin van der Sar as well.
Yeah, that was good.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Val.
Thanks
for your time.
Thanks.
Caught you off guard.
Yeah, I didn't expect that one.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Right, she was a joy to listen to and a joy to chat to, and definitely one to keep an eye on. I think Spurs are doing some exciting things this season. So that's it from us. They're, of course, facing Everton this weekend. There's 4 WSL games.
I will be there.
Sophie will be there. Liverpool are playing Leicester City. Aston Villa are playing Manchester City. Difficult game back for them. Tottenham, Everton, and London City versus Arsenal. So 4 games there, and then the 2 finalists will be playing their games midweek, which I think you'll be at as well. Very busy gal. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening or watching us, and following us across our socials so you don't miss any of our coverage this weekend. We'll chat to you again next week.